The future is changing. People are living longer and there are more and more elderly people, and they are healthier, more alert and considerably more active than previous generations have ever been. And above all, they have no intention of giving up driving their cars. A fact that has made traffic researchers all over the world start to wonder whether this is a threat or an opportunity.
Well, I don't have any impairments and I have perfect vision. As you'll notice, I'm not wearing glasses, so my reflexes are still very, very good, and I don't intend to be taken off the road by anyone.
Birthdays do not kill. Health conditions do. My opinion is that we should look at health throughout the lifespan as a predictor of being able to drive. I would much rather get in the car with an 85-year-old who is taking their medication, going out for a daily walk, and eating well than a 40-year-old who's taking allergy medication, not managing their blood pressure, and is pre-diabetic.
For several years, Volvo Cars has actively carried out research to gain more knowledge about how we change as a motorist when we become older.
By gaining knowledge about the behavioral pattern of drivers in general, and in this case more specifically older drivers, if we understand that, we understand their needs, we can create solutions and design the car accordingly in order to assist them or help them in, for instance, if we have a complex scenario like an intersection, how to navigate through it, or by other means how to warn for dangers that are upcoming.
In order to understand how drivers think and what they focus on, special cameras are used that follow the driver's eyes.
Elderly people looked more on lines on the road to position the car, and they didn't pay that much attention to other vehicles. On the other way, young people did look more on dynamic object like other cars coming inside the intersection.
In this study, which is based on a large number of tests and which has been carried out in conjunction with the Swedish National Road and Transport Research Institute, they have compared both older and younger drivers and have reached the conclusion that it is in fact a myth that older drivers are both more dangerous in traffic and worse drivers.
There's a lot of myths around older drivers causing or being more involved in collisions, which is not right. It's generally the younger population that are more involved in collisions. However, there are exceptions like intersections and complex traffic scenarios where we see that the older people are overrepresented, and we need to try to understand why that is.
Here in the USA, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in Washington, D.C. has also investigated whether or not older people are more prone to have accidents than others.
Our latest research on the older driver has been fairly surprising for us. A few years back, we were predicting that we were going to see continuing increases in the number of older people involved in serious crashes and being injured in those crashes. But in fact, what we've seen is that although more older people are driving, we're actually seeing a downturn in the older people being involved in serious and particularly fatal crashes.
I think the auto industry is only beginning now to think about the aging population. They have defined older drivers as, can you get in the car, can you get out of the car, is it comfortable? In fact, what we should be looking at is what are those technologies that can compensate for reductions in vision, warning systems that can compensate for, frankly, there's more cars on the road, as well as how quickly we can respond.
At Volvo Cars, they are anyway convinced that this research will lead to both safer and better cars, at the same time that we will have a safer traffic situation for both older and younger motorists.